welcome back to the Colonelcast. Or is this your first time watching? You don't know. That's the central mystery. But today with us is Florian Quaid.
Get to the top button.
That's the wrong movie. You got the wrong line.
It's the only way people would have understood I was doing Arnold, okay?
He goes, "Get your ass to Mars" in this one.
Oh, yeah.
It's very good.
It's a good line. The mods.
Yeah. And also with us is the tragic little Quatrich.
Wow.
I've been you this entire time.
Yeah.
Wow, Quattro was Arnie? Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
The new line is open your mind.
Well, you know. Yeah. We gotta pre-prepare the intros, see, to get all the characters consistent. Or something. Or maybe it's better if we if we just don't plan it and it's like this. That might be better.
Okay, either way.
Chaotic.
Yeah, but yeah, Total Recall is a, famous Paul Verhoeven sci-fi movie. Probably, I would say probably out of the three, sci-fi action movies he did, this is probably the least popular, but they're probably all pretty close, if I just had to guess.
I think I've never actually seen this one until now. So
I've also never seen it before.
Oh, really? Wow. Oh my god. That's crazy, because I've seen this a lot.
I've really seen... I've only seen a really nonsensical Rick and Morty parody of this movie, where everyone was having a Quato, and it was so cool, and Morty was a Quato, and he couldn't talk, which doesn't really make sense if you know what this movie's about.
The whole point of the Quato is they talk and stuff.
Yeah, he talked
can come out and be its own guy,
Yeah, shocked.
He was very eloquent in his speech.
Until he did say open your mind a lot, so that was correct, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess in the episode they have him just go, open your mind, but he's not out of it, though. He's very lucid in this, so.
Yeah.
He's very helpful, that's another strike against Rick and Morty, is their inaccurate Quato, but, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess if you know Quato, then it's okay, but if you go back and you look at Quato from having seen this episode, it's very strange, okay?
Yeah. Well, I got a fun Quato fact, actually. It's my only behind-the-scenes fact I wrote down. This was going to be directed by David Cronenberg at one point, and Quato was his idea. So, that just stuck around.
So Quato was his thing that he added. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if the character of Quato would have been in the script before that, and he just made him a creepy guy, or if Quato was entirely his idea. But I know it said and then they wanted he wanted to make a very serious kind of horror, kind of, I guess probably action horror kind of movie or whatever, probably normal Cronenberg kind of movie. And the producers said they wanted Raiders of the Lost Ark to go to Mars. So
wow.
Yeah, and this is not either of those, I don't think. This is more, it's a Paul Verhoeven movie, so it's just sort of that more than anything.
Well, you can see where the Raiders of the Lost Ark segments kind of come into it because of the pyramid and the kind of
they do
ancient Martian culture stuff that they figure out.
Yeah, it builds in a very archetypal story kind of way, in the same sort of way that Raiders of the Lost Ark does, where it's just he goes and he frees all the people. I guess Raiders doesn't really free up, they don't free a whole
that's more
society,
Temple of Doom.
Yeah, but same sort of idea for very typical story kind of structure to it. I thought it was a lot like Half-Life
from the
2.
Nazis. Imagine if those Nazis had gotten that godlike power, but I guess he didn't really stop them because they just got it anyways.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a thing that's a Big Bang Theory bit, is that Raiders of the Lost Ark would have played out basically the same if he just wasn't there.
Yeah, probably would have been less mayhem.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, they would have taken their ark to their fucking island and all died anyway, so who cares? But it ends up in the hands of the US government at the end, though, and it probably wouldn't have otherwise, so
Oh yeah, and maybe they would have safely opened it, with precautions if they had more time.
As possible, yeah. Yeah. But Total Recall, it's a fantastic action movie. I think it's it's got all the great action set pieces you want. It's got blood and guts. It has 3-breasted women.
Movie is so bloody and like it just has so much action that is just like people getting just absolutely mauled. When Arnold grabs that guy on the escalator or whatever, and he just keeps getting shot. Like
he uses him as a human shield for like it's like way more shots than you'd think that poor guy would take. And he's just already dead.
Fall apart before.
And then he throws them at him, and it's it's like Paul Verhoeven always knows like the thing that you're like that you shout at the screen that you want to see happen next. It always happens in these movies.
Right.
I was thinking like, oh, fucking throw the guy at him, and then he did. It's so good. Yeah.
Wow.
I was doing that for when he throws the head of the like woman's like fake head that he has that he gets to disguise himself as this weird woman who just keeps going 2 weeks, and I was yelling at the screen for him to throw the head at them, and then he did.
That bit was so insane. They had so much time to catch him, and then they just let him come out.
Well, they were watching him. They were fucking flabbergasted by this whole display of like the head coming apart and all the pieces and stuff. So that's a fantastic effect too. Yeah. Just that head look like when it comes off of him and everything, and I'm pretty sure it's like 100% practical. Maybe like a little bit of enhance. Like they might have made her eyes move like a little bit or something like that in CGI.
What? But, it looks so fake. I don't know.
I thought that looked super real. I thought that looked fantastic. Most of the effects.
God, we need to get back to this. We need to get back to like the real life prosthetics of like you make a thing that looks like Arnold, and then you make its eyes bug out, and you like what are the other things like when he's the woman and then it turns into him.
Yeah,
like all of that shit is just so cool looking, and we've lost so much by doing bullshit CGI stuff.
Well, this is just so goofy.
Yeah, and it's sort of it's right on the cusp. There is some CGI stuff. The skeletons are all CGI when they. I remember there being a longer extended fight scene with the skeletons, but they sort of just confront him and they run in and you see their skeletons, and then he jumps through the thing, which is it's still very cool. But it's a
the skeleton part is so fucking cool. Like they're going through like an X-ray machine, and they do it real quick just to like kind of show you, and then later on. Like when they're chasing him, it's like skeletons chasing him. Oh my god, it's so fun. Like this is the thing about this movie that I did not know, and it's that like every 5 minutes there is a new idea or a new like twist in the plot, and it just keeps you interested. It keeps you into the movie, and Verhoeven just has such a way of like shooting things, and I don't know, he just keeps it going, and it's so good.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that X-ray machine is definitely gonna give him cancer, and then later everyone's hideous mutants. So I guess it did.
Yeah.
They were getting cancer. Well, they were getting mutated by stuff with Mars. I think I remember it was like the chemical that they were mining for like this war that they don't really get into that they're having on Earth. So
wow.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you guys, I watched the Total Recall remake. And that movie is nothing like this. It is so. This movie is so much better than the remake.
The remake's like a straight up adaptation of the story that it's based on, like the Philip K. Dick novel or whatever. So
well, in that case, they added all the right things to this because all the Mars stuff is so cool and yeah.
Well, the character's like an office worker, right? In the original thing, or in the remake probably as well. He's a. Yeah, and they were like, they cast Arnold, and it's like, well, yeah, we got to change his job. This guy's just not ever going to work in an office.
You would not believe that this guy is just a regular office worker, right?
Yeah, and then he's playing the most ridiculous like construction worker who's just constantly hammering away with the loudest jackhammer of all time.
Well, that's what they do, so
ridiculously manly.
Yeah, they're busting up all this concrete structure so they can put another giant concrete structure in its place. Because every building in this is made of like raw concrete and stuff, it just makes Earth look like a horrible like hellhole and stuff. But very simply, like with probably all like pre-existing buildings and stuff, I'm sure. So just choose the right ones in the right big concrete spots, so it all works out.
Yes, that's pretty cool. I'm just so Like, it's so crazy how Arnold just came to America and he made everything about him. Like he does such an iconic voice, like every time, and then when he moans and anything, it's like, oh, like when he's having the nightmare, it is so hilarious.
Yeah,
it's just such a beautiful idea that this ridiculous man came to America and he became like a cornerstone of their culture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He became the freaking governor of California. That's like it's insane what he managed to do.
About that. Yeah, and he's still making movies.
Yeah, he stopped being the governor and went right back to movies. He had a sex scandal and everything. He's the perfect American star.
Gotta have a sex scandal.
Yeah. Not like a rape thing, like a cheating on his wife thing, So he's not evil.
Is that even a wow? He should have just waited until Trump made it cool, and then nobody would have cared.
Arnold is anti-Trump. He took over the Apprentice show apparently for a time, but he was anti-Trump as well. So,
well, he's definitely anti-Trump now. I mean, I guess most people should be. Damn.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I think he was a Republican, though, as a governor. He was, yeah.
Well, this is a good time to ask Everett, has Trump finally gotten worse than Bush yet?
No, still not worse than Bush.
Oh, come on.
As much as destroying the economy is terrible. The economy will bounce back.
No, it won't. What are you kidding me?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Well, not to the full extent. I mean, like, everyone has seen that you guys are just fully insane and you've let this happen. Like, the most ridiculous trade war was started for absolutely no reason. Nobody's gonna trust America anymore.
You're certainly right about that. But Florian, I think the deaths of millions of Iraqis and millions of Americans is more consequential to at least American life.
I want to say only like 5,000 troops died in Iraq or whatever. I don't think. Oh
yeah, it would be thousands, hundreds of thousands. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Like, first of all, no, it doesn't even remotely come close to being that important as like everything being like 10% more expensive now forever.
Okay, 151,000 violent deaths as of June 2006, which seems like
that's a weird spot to cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely in the millions. It looks like.
Well, if you attribute the millions to Bush, though, how many millions of COVID deaths do you attribute to Trump? If any?
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say probably at least some, but I don't know.
Yeah, that was
some, but like he also did Operation Warp Speed, which was creating the vaccines.
Yeah.
I mean, very likely he was forced into that, but it's still done under his watch. So.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Wow, you really crediting him for that? Jeez.
I'd say if you're going by deaths, George Bush is, I guess, like numerically just worse. But yeah, I think if you go by like impact on the world and stuff, I feel like boosting China as hard as Trump is doing is not going to be good.
The coronavirus, like, generally was going to kill a ton of people, no matter what. Even if we had taken all the right precautions, it was still going to kill a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, we did not need to enter into a war in Iraq and Afghanistan. Is what I'm saying. Like, that was entirely that president and that administration that did that.
Yeah. Well, how do they compare to the villainous Cohagen in this movie? Who's the most evil one?
Not nearly as much, but
yeah.
Well, to be honest, I don't even know if he is that villainous, because Arnold just turns on that machine and he doesn't know if it's going to blow up the planet or if it's going to produce air.
Well, so I think he shuts off the air to all the mutants, though, on purpose. Okay, he could have turned on his own like controlled air system, but he didn't.
Well, those mutants, they were mutineering. Okay, they had it coming.
Florian, you must be doing this on purpose, where you take the side of the evil, wealthy dictator in all these movies. It must be.
Well, I mean, like, we're comparing two wealthy evil men, so I don't know. It probably doesn't matter.
Wait, what's the other one?
Trump or Bush? I don't know.
Well, I think this guy's stuff is probably more evil than Trump or Bush, if I had to say.
I mean, just give it like 10 years of MAGA and you'll have mutants like this as well. I mean, some of them may have 3 breasts, but then others are going to be Quatos, so I don't know.
Well, Quato is a beautiful soul, so...
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't judge him for rebellion.
Shouldn't judge him for his outsides, even though all of him is on the outside. But yeah.
Poor Quato.
Yeah. It was very sad when they shot him in the head. It was really sad.
Well, he was already shot in the other head at that point, but yeah.
Well, yeah, he was a goner, but they could have cut him off and save him with proper surgery. I'm sure. Put him in a jar or something. Yeah,
he was totally gonna get surgery there.
Well, have you seen the movie Basket Case? That guy survived. It's the same sort of deal.
Basket Case rules.
Yeah.
Don't think I have. Wait, does he become part of a basket? Wow.
A guy who has like a deformed like Siamese twin and stuff who gets cut off, but he just keeps him in like a picnic basket and lets him loose to go eat people and stuff. So. Yeah.
Have I seen that? Maybe. Hard to tell. Probably not.
We probably just heard about it.
But yeah.
There's also a parasitic twin episode of the X-Files called Freaks, where they go to a freak show, and one of the people has a parasitic twin that comes off and kills people at night.
I gotta watch the X-Files. That show just sounds sick as hell from everything.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah. And Twin Peaks.
Mostly real good.
Well, and while we're talking about that, like, Malignant is also a really good movie about about something really crazy evil that I don't want to spoil too much.
We might have to do Malignant on the show sometime. That movie's so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love how it's just such a sincere horror movie, and then in the end it just becomes so stupid that I can't stop loving it.
Yeah. It's very, very fun. I wish that succeeded, because that was the Aquaman guy, right? James Wan. I know he did a bunch of horror movies before, but I wish that would have made $1 billion instead of Aquaman. We got like 5 Malignant sequels.
Can there be sequels? I guess that'd be cool.
The twin, you can make him come back. I'm sure you could do all sorts of things. Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe she had another evil twin in her ass.
Yeah, sure. Do whatever with Malignant sequel. You can do whatever. Yeah. It'd be great.
Quados everywhere.
Yeah. But I suppose the most famous part of the Total Recall film, right, is the sort of question as to whether any of it is even real, or if it's just he's got a schizoid embolism in his head that makes him see the whole thing,
I mean, it's pretty clear that by how that guy was sweating that there was no such embolism, but sure.
Well, I mean, if it's all in his head, it could have been... He could have, like, imagined him sweating just like that's the delusion taking hold of him again, It's the like, give him a sign that his secret agent thing is real in his head.
Yeah, he really should just shot him, like, in his foot to see if he's gonna be interested in his body's welfare,
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Real missed opportunity there.
Yeah. I mean, it's I do like that he is like a random character who's not in the rest of the movie, I don't think, right? He wasn't like in the office earlier or anything, so he's sort of... I do really like that he just shows up and he's... Yeah, and he brings his old wife in and everything. I remember it being played down a lot more. Like, for some reason, my memory of this movie is that, like, the recall aspect of it is only really at the very start. And then the rest of it's like
it's wild that, like, it feels like the story is all about that, right? About whether or not he's really this double agent, or whether he's really lived this other life. And this is basically like, as soon as he's going to Mars, it's like a completely different thing.
Yeah, and then they just sort of they bring it in, like, it's at the start, they bring it in the middle, and it's a bit at the end, I think, which is probably, if you're gonna be Paul Verhoeven and just want cool ass shit to happen on Mars, that is like a good way to sprinkle it through, I think. But yeah, it's,
absolutely. And just the concept of, like, you don't know what's real, you don't know what's been implanted in your memories, you don't know what whether your current reality is just some other
Yeah,
some other life that's been put into your.
It's pretty obvious by the fact that they try to kill him right at the start that it's all real, but okay.
Well, no, but what if the whole thing? I mean, that would be the start of his secret agent fantasy.
The entire
the reveal that
would be the fantasy, Florian.
Yeah, because that's how he would learn that he is a secret agent and everything, even within the fantasy. So.
Yeah, but you gotta know when the fantasy's over. Like when he leaves there. Well, I guess
the whole point is you don't know though.
Yeah.
Like maybe he hallucinates like even all the doctors going like, oh, I didn't even put the thing in, like maybe that's all of that could be part of it, like the start of it,
I mean, no, it can't, because like if you're getting injected with a memory, then you're not actually living the memory. You just have that memory now. Like
no, their explanation though is that it makes him go crazy to the point where he like starts imagining it, and like the memories start making up new stuff, like make his brain like create new elements to the story. That's sort of their explanation within the movie, and that, I mean, it could just be true. That could just be what happened. So
I mean, like everything we see is too real for that to happen, but sure.
I mean, that's the whole point, is it makes you think
memories
it's real.
Seem real.
No, it doesn't make you seem that there's no point where this movie makes you think, oh, is it real? Like but we're seeing it happen in real life. Like the movie is clearly not pondering this question. It's just throwing more henchmen to beat up at you.
No, I think it's pretty seriously. I mean, that's kind of the point of the whole thing, because it does play out like a perfect action like movie fantasy in his head. Right. Like it's so perfectly, it hits all the beats of like any standard action story.
That is the brilliant thing about this movie, is that it's using the fact that it's a crazy action movie as a template for this would be a dream or a like crazy paid experience that you'd want to have, right?
Yeah.
You get the girl, you
save all the people and everything. You're like a perfectly moral hero who saves everyone.
You'd terraform Mars to be like livable for everyone. You'd save all the mutants, like
yeah. The assistant guy in the recall place, he says, "Oh, blue skies on Mars. That's a new one," and then that's how the movie ends. And it saves their lives at like the last second and everything, as they terraform it in like 5 seconds, just in the nick of time to make sure they don't die.
Right.
It's great.
Florian, how can you not see how unlikely a lot of the shit in this movie is?
No, the way how their eyes bulge out, there's no way they would put that in a movie. Come on.
What, like in the memory thing? I mean, they could, yeah.
No way. Like that was such visceral eye popping. There's no way.
His eyes start like popping out of his sockets, and then the air comes in, and they're just fine again. Like that feels like another point of it being fake,
Sure.
That whole ending is like on another level of like unrealistic compared to all the other stuff going on, because these aliens and shit are like real and everything. It's crazy.
Well, we don't see the alien, we just see the technology.
Yeah, but they left pretty big evidence of them. There were real aliens in this universe, But that's like feels like, oh, that's the James Bond twist. Like it's not. I mean, it's beyond James Bond. It is like an Indiana Jones twist or something at the end, where it's like all the crazy supernatural shit is real,
I mean, I don't know if it's just exactly the same as another Paul Verhoeven movie. Then, like, how do you think that this one's supposed to be a subversive one, huh?
Well, Indiana Jones, not Paul Verhoeven, okay.
So, no, I'm talking about RoboCop or Starship Troopers.
Well, RoboCop doesn't deal with this sort of theme of like false realities though and stuff. At least not in this way. So. Yeah,
but no, actually, like he specifically gets brainwashed, and then he just like comes back from the brainwashing. It's the same. It's pretty similar, the concept,
Yeah, but there's never any question though in that one. But like as to whether this is real, like it's as real as anything.
The questioning how much of his personality has come back. There's all kinds of thinking that way.
I don't know. I think it's I think it's a totally different thing, because it is like the central question that the movie's asking, and for Total Recall.
Well, I mean, it's like a joke question at the end, where it's like, "Are you sure you're not dreaming?"
Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it literally fades out.
So. I think you have to spend a lot of things. you have to set a lot of things up before that point to make it seem like it could be a dream, and yeah.
I mean, yeah, okay, I guess. I mean, I'm surprised that it even took him like a few seconds to shoot that guy who was telling him that everything was a dream, because like when he brought in his wife who betrayed him, like that would have been the worst person to bring in.
Maybe. But like, I mean, that's also, or maybe it's all real. That's like the only person they could get, because it is all real, you know? Like they're not going to bring, because if they were to bring in like the lady from the strip club or whatever, then it would have been pretty clear that the whole thing's fake. So, or like
then
anyone
they would
else
have brought his annoying anti-brainwashing coworker. And he just talks smack.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, the movie has to keep it ambiguous, you know. So if they would be taking a pretty definitive side if it did something like that. So, but I mean, it's a lot. It's very Matrixy as well, you know. All faker in their head, sort of thing. They try to feed him the red pill at one point. Although the red pill is like, I don't know. I assume in this it might just it probably knocks him out or whatever, right? If it's a real thing, but it's the red pill is like it's the fantasy thing. It's not it's all real thing. So I don't know.
Right.
The red pill serves an opposite purpose, you see. I guess.
Well, it wakes him up out of the fantasy, which was what this would have done, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I guess that's what the guy's claiming, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know.
Too bad he had no blue pill.
Yeah. What we're saying is the Wachowskis clearly ripped this movie off. Wholesale. We'll remember it for you wholesale. That's what the short story was called.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah. I like the thing where he's the...
Would you guys...
Oh, sorry.
You like the thing where he's what?
I like that he's like a triple agent at the end, too. It's like a whole different like layer to the whole thing, which I totally forgot about.
Right.
Unwitting double agent and then back to his normal self. I kind of wish we would have seen like the evil version of him briefly, and then he snaps out of it. But I guess it was fine this way too.
I think, okay, so here's the thing. I think that Arnold has great presence. He has great screen presence. He's definitely not the best actor generally, but when he's being his like other self, his like I guess original ego, quote unquote self. Yeah. It's so funny because he's like supposed to be very straight edge and supposed to be very like I don't know, straightforward, and his just accent does not work with that.
Well, yeah.
He's still called Mauser. It makes sense. Like there's still German people in the future. Jeez.
Lauren, are you like upset whenever people make fun of his accent and stuff? Does this?
No, it is very goofy.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you were doing the noises and stuff, I guess.
You almost never hear anyone talk like that. He has a most unique voice. All right.
Okay. Yeah. That is odd if he's got a very unique Austrian accent as well, and then that becomes famous in the US.
I guess you don't really see it like nowadays because everyone learns English in school, you know. But I guess if you're like a farmer boy from that age, then maybe you would have talked like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
So it's because he learned English like in the 80s or something when he was very old.
Mm-hmm. When he was.
I mean, yeah, we have like a big farming culture, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Didn't know that.
Oh.
Well, I mean, yeah. I guess that's probably mostly in Tyrol. He's from a different part, actually. But yeah, it's. I guess the fact that he's like this bodybuilder means that he has to scream and grunt everything as well, so that makes it extra, extra that way.
Mm-hmm. I want to say he like didn't know how to speak English much at all when they were making the first Terminator, and that was like an issue for him on set. Yeah.
Which one was his first one? I know that I've seen like Hercules in New York, and he's really bad in that one.
That might have been before that. He might have like not known much or any English when he was doing that. I don't know. But yeah, I know Terminator was like his first big movie at least. So yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that one fit perfectly because he was like a robot.
Well, yeah, he only has like 3 lines in the whole thing or whatever, so it's perfect.
Wait, he was in Conan the Barbarian before Terminator? That's
no,
insane.
Really? Okay.
I had no idea.
Speak English lines in Conan? I have no idea.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Well, he's a barbarian. He doesn't need to speak English. He can just grunt.
Yeah.
And, I mean, some English, sure.
Huh.
We like prehistoric people might have had any kind of language.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. But yeah, I think Arnold is. This might be his best, like, playing a character and like having to kind of get into the character and really kind of embody somebody who's not exactly just Arnold, you know? Like, this might be his best serious kind of acting role, and he is still not like the best actor, you know, but I think he does pretty well in this one at least. He's more believable than like in Predator and stuff like that, so. And certainly Expendables. Like, he's believable enough, but in Predator the whole point is that they're all like action star characters and stuff, you know, so.
No, they're like mercenaries.
Yeah, no, they go. He gets his catchphrases in and everything when he's killing everyone. He says "stick around" when he pins a guy up with a knife. You know, they're very stereotypical action guys.
He's just unserious, but he's not like supposed to be an actor.
Well, I mean, he's, you know, yeah, he's just the character I think is closer to something Arnold is comfortable playing and stuff, more so than Total Recall is his character, which, I mean, it's still very much like an action star kind of guy, but he's just got a little more nuance to him, I think, that makes him more believable as like a real person, more so than most of his other movie roles. So I don't know, just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now I can't stop thinking, is he real? Did he wake up from the Matrix?
Yeah. You know, in Commando, he plays a guy named John Matrix, apparently.
Wow.
Yeah. I just happened to fucking scroll over that on the Letterboxd page as you were saying that. So.
Wow, the Matrix really is just based on him. That's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And of course, he played a guy in Twins with Danny DeVito, which is sort of like Quado is a twin.
Quado is a kind of
all his movies bleed together for me somehow.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of crossover just from these facts we're uncovering here.
I really like his modern movies where he's like an old guy and he speaks much better English, you know, but he's really cool.
Do you like him as Carl in Terminator Dark Fate?
I mean, sure, yeah, he was alright in that.
Yeah.
I've seen one where he's like a retired hitman, and then he's hired, well, spoiler I guess, he's hired other people to kill him.
Okay.
And then they fail, and he's like, haha. You know, and that's pretty cool.
Is that is that Expendables or something? I have no idea what happens in Expendables.
No, it's its own thing.
Okay. Huh. Weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Something red. I don't remember what it was called. Oh well.
Okay. Well, you know, there's lots of movies. He's in a whole lot of movies. He's in 147 that are listed on Letterboxd. So.
What a guy.
Yeah. He's pretty. I think he's very fun in this. Yeah. But I think everyone else is also doing pretty good. You know, both of the women are very kind of stockish characters. I think for these movies, but they're playing them very well. Yeah.
Man, his crazy wife who tries to kill him. That was a really wild performance.
Yeah.
Sharon Stone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they make more of that. They make more of that in the remake. Is that like he's got a wife that is a secret agent.
Yeah. I like that. I like that in his fantasy. That's another hint is that he wants a brunette in his fantasy, but he's married to a blonde, and then he meets this dark-haired woman throughout his adventures.
But the blonde is so clearly more attractive, so that's a pretty weak fantasy.
This is Arnold. It's different taste, okay?
The grass is always greener, Florian.
Yeah.
When you're married to the blonde, you really want the brunette.
Yeah. Betty and Veronica goes to another. It's a totemic story thing. You know? Yeah.
Right.
What's that mean?
It's a classic thing, you know. It's just I don't know. Betty and Veronica, you know, from Archie. Never read an Archie comic, but that's the thing I know about. I don't know, because it's so culturally ingrained, you know. Because yeah.
I'm gonna read a Predator versus Archie or whatever.
That'd be fun.
Where Predator hunts down all the Archie characters.
Yeah. Do they do Predator versus Archie? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know they did Punisher meets Archie at one point too. That's very good.
Was Archie some kind of superhero?
No, it's like a comic about like teenage drama and stuff, and like and they get up to like wacky little teenager adventures, and he has the two girls. He has Betty and Veronica that he.
The cover is one of my favorite fucking things ever.
Oh my god!
Is it like who collabs with everyone randomly?
Yeah. Jesus.
Wow! Look at that.
Just the looming. They look so happy to be at the beach, and just this looming fucking alien that's gonna kill them all. Oh, it's Dark Horse too. They could have done anything in that. Jesus, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I wonder if they all get murdered. I gotta read that now.
I mean, does Archie use a weapon? He should be safe, right?
I don't think he's got any experience fighting anything. So.
Oh, he just picks up a weapon and gets instant killed. Poor guy.
You can see the 3 dots. He's got the fucking laser gun trained on it, dude. Why would Predator even go after Archie? He's supposed to hunt like dangerous people, right?
Exactly.
Give him the gun. Jesus Christ.
Wait, does Archie always have hot girls?
Yeah.
That's Betty and Veronica, dude.
Oh.
Is there? You've got the uptight girlfriend and the loose crazy girlfriend or whatever. It's like Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. They keep doing it.
Wow, what a great comic. Maybe I should read this.
Yeah, you've got a lot of Archie to catch up on. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Right.
I like that
one. Since what, the 50s?
I like that one with the milkshakes. That's my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Look at how happy the Predator looks there.
Yeah.
Wow, are you editing all this in? It's amazing.
I'm just gonna put in this bit. I'm just gonna show my fucking screen when we get to this bit or whatever.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Yeah. But yeah, I think my favorite character in Total Recall here has to be I didn't catch his name, but he's the taxi driver guy who he meets on Mars. He's got 5 kids to feed.
504, yeah.
Yeah. It's one of the most heartbreaking betrayals, you know, fucking
top 10 anime betrayals. I really like his mutation, which is that he's got like a double long arm, and then the like arm bone is like 2 separate, like it's like if your arm bone structure was what your skin looked like. Oh, it's wild.
Yeah, and then he moves those as like fingers sort of thing too, so yeah.
It's like
he's got the fake hand
fingers
most of the time. He is a little salad fingers, yeah. Just a little bit.
It's pretty epic.
Yeah. He's a fantastic character. There should be people like this in every movie, characters like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I love how many times he says, I've got 5 kids to feed at home, and then somehow he forgets it, even though he said it like 10 times already.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He just keeps bringing that up. It's so good.
Like, why would he pick that guy as the guy to drive him? Like, he's clearly gonna scam him. Oh well.
Well, I mean, he was a double agent from the people, so he tried really hard to like come and get him. You know, he was an informant for them, and he clearly knew who they were. They were looking out for him and stuff. So, and I love I love that he fucking comes back and he tries to get them in the stupid ass like digging machine thing at the end. He tries to crush them. It's so funny.
So full of hatred, damn.
Yeah. I'm looking at the cast list. Fucking Dean Norris is in this.
Yeah, he's the one mutant with the fucked up face.
Yeah, that's neat.
You can really tell if you listen for him. You can really tell that's him.
Well, yeah. Now I can definitely just thinking back to his scenes and what he looks like and everything. But yeah, I had no idea as I was watching it. So he must have gotten wider. He looked thinner in this than in Breaking Bad.
He's got a shitload of prosthetics on his face, so
well,
it's really hard to.
But I mean, he looks like proportioned like a normal guy, and then he becomes wide by the time of Breaking Bad. I don't know if he's fat.
Are you talking about
just
Hank?
really buff? I'm not sure. Yeah,
is it Hank from? Yeah, I thought it might have been him, but I wasn't sure.
Okay, yeah, I didn't make that connection at all.
The vagina face guy, right?
Yeah.
That guy was bizarre.
Zack Schrader.
Yeah. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he always is a good guy.
Don't lie to me, Doug. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is just we could go through like every single action set piece, like when they fucking when they shoot open the window and it sucks all the air out, and they have like handlebars, they have bright yellow handlebars on all the walls to like hold on in case this happens and stuff.
Right.
I love that. Yeah.
It's
People
so good.
Getting pulled out.
But like, there's so much broken glass in this movie, and my dad's like. One of the reasons my dad didn't like action movies was he was always talking about how much broken glass there was and how it was so like so dumb that was like a thing. But now it's like there's so much broken glass in this, and it's so funny.
Well, I mean, in like Die Hard, it becomes part of the plot, right? When it cuts up his feet and stuff. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Damn, it's just everywhere. You gotta watch your feet.
You do, especially if you've taken your feet off for no reason because they done the stupid thing someone told you on a plane, you know?
Well, it did help. Yeah, it alleviated his vertigo.
Yeah. And then but it was a net negative overall, though, probably. He should have gotten more cut up crawling through those vents, because those are not like made to be crawled through. That'd fuck you up.
If only he had a hazard suit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But, you know.
He could have crouch jumped in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What else is there to... I feel like there's so much more to talk about that we haven't even gotten into, but I can't think of specific stuff, really. There's Johnny Cab.
So Johnny Cab is so fun. It's this like robot that looks like a fucking puppet.
Yeah. It's like some specific
Johnny
actor too, who they like based physically as well. Yeah, I forgot who it is.
I can't believe they used a Johnny Cab to send him back to his fake wife. You know, when they erased his brain again.
Yeah.
Wait, were the recall guys in on it? I guess not, right?
They must have been. They must have like reported what happened to the. I mean, you know, it's Cohag and he runs Mars or whatever. He probably has informants all over and stuff, or they went and asked about it. So, you know.
Well, they didn't realize that he still had the memories of Hauser in his brain, and that's why they had to. That's why the thing went wrong, you know.
Yeah. I think Robert Picardo, might be Johnny Cab. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I guess then it was revealed it was all part of the plan, you know. So were they in on it? Who knows?
Yeah. We don't. It's all ambiguous. I like that.
Actually, I guess they couldn't be in on it because they were genuinely surprised. They didn't need to act then. So.
Well, yeah.
Guess they blundered it up.
Yeah.
They activated him too early, as they say.
Yeah, that's
I wonder if he was supposed to have like an activation phrase or something.
I think that the intention was just to have him be like placid and stuff on. Well, no, though, because because he does. The plan is to get him back, I guess, as they reveal at the end, is to have him come back and then put his real brain back in or whatever. So.
Oh yeah, maybe that was how they're gonna activate him. Okay.
Yeah, well, they get him to do like unwittingly do all their whole scheme, and then bring him back as the like double agent evil guy he used to be. So because he's very convincing if he believes that he's actually on the mutant side and everything the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
And like I think he's very friendly to the mutants otherwise. So
yeah.
If the mutants are cool, I would want to hang out with the mutants and not Hagen.
They're hideous.
Well, they got the whole point. The whole point is they're good people, regardless of how they look on the outside. Florian.
Sure.
Yeah, there's the little
Just
kid
horribly
mutant. There's the little kid, and she's doing her fortune tellings just to try to get by in the world. Yeah,
they all got little psychic abilities. Wow.
Yeah. She guesses his horoscope. I was half expecting him to say like it's not his. That's not even the right one. She just gave her the money because
No, it's all real.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, Quado is certainly doing real psychic stuff. So.
And leading a resistance as well.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I like that he is sort of this figure and stuff, and just that it's such a good reveal. Instead of like having that always the horrible mutant leader or whatever, and they don't like show you or spoil that. That feels like something that they would spoil really early on in like any modern movie.
What?
I might just be thinking because of the fact we know who's gonna die in Thunderbolts because they fucking revealed the cast of the next movie and revealed which actors aren't in it and stuff. Like that's like the world we live in now, where movies are spoiled like on purpose by the advertising and by accident by like the advertising for the next movie. So
the next thing, right?
Wow, that's crazy. Well, you pay too much attention, I guess.
Well, Florian, it's the characters you don't care about. So
yeah, don't worry.
No problem. Then.
Like, do you care about Ghost?
I don't know.
I think
Which
Ghost
one
survives. Actually, I think he's known to survive.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then Taskmaster. Then what do you mean he? Ghost is a she.
I mean, whatever. If you asked me, do I care about Peacemaker, I would have said no. But then if I saw the series, I would have said yes.
Ghost from freaking.
Yeah, but you've seen a movie with Ghost in it. Ghost is in
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well,
not your favorite Ant-Man and the Wasp, the other Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, which one is she?
She phases through with stuff.
I do not remember that being in that. Wow. I didn't really like the second one though.
Yeah.
I know it.
I liked Ant-Man 2 quite a bit. I think probably better than the first one. Yeah.
I hate how they put a woman
more
in
as
it.
well.
Yeah. It's rare that I say this, but
no, they didn't just fucking put a woman in it. She was in the first one, and they kept saying, "Oh, you can't possibly be Ant-Man because your father won't allow it." And then finally, she got to have fucking powers and be a character in the second one.
Wow, I forgot about that entirely.
Movie. Yeah. She is like one of the main characters of the first one. She's got a different haircut, and that throws me off. So
throws people off. Yeah.
It's a really awful haircut she has in that first one too. It looks so dumb.
It's truly bad.
Yeah.
All-time bad haircut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I probably wouldn't have recognized her then.
Yeah. I mean, the Wasp is a character, like a super classic Avengers character too. She's a founding member of the Avengers, even.
Right. Yeah, I've been watching Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where she's one of the main Avengers there.
Man, to me, she was just so lame because it's like, oh hey, I'm the Ant-Man with wings. Like, no.
Well, that's just what I don't even know if she could get small in the old stuff. But in the old comics, like Ant-Man had to eat a pill to turn small, and then eat a different pill to turn big. So it's all bizarre in those. And also, he beat her.
Yeah.
I think really domestic violence.
Yeah. Well, it's a famous Ant-Man thing that he at least slapped her the one time, I think. And then in the Ultimate Universe, slapped her an awful lot more. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Why? Why'd he slap her?
Because he'd been like brainwashed and turned evil because he turned into the Yellow Jacket for a minute or something. But that's like no one talks about that context. It's just that Hank Pym beat his wife. Yeah. So. That's just a thing that's known about Ant-Man forever.
Just like when Batman beats up Robin,
I don't think he does that. I mean, sometimes.
No, he does.
Well, there's a movie where they fight and stuff, but
No, everyone knows like that meme where he says "shut up" and then he smacks him real hard in the face.
Yeah. I don't even know where that comes from. That might be like a fake comic.
I heard. I watched a video by Steve Shives, and he says it's a comic where Batman suspects that Superman is evil and he killed his parents, and that's why he hates Superman. And then Robin says, "That's ridiculous, okay? Superman is a good guy." And then he smacks him and says, "Shut up."
That's bizarre.
It is.
Oh. That's weird. That must have been from like Silver Age or something, right? That's weird.
Well, it's like one of those really weird crossovers, I guess. Wait,
Yeah.
was Dr. Manhattan in that too? I think so.
I doubt it. Dr. Manhattan's
There's
from the
no way.
80s, so I'm assuming that comic's not from the 80s, I guess, but I don't know. That's very odd.
I think it was some kind of crossover. Whatever.
Well, it wouldn't have been Dr. Manhattan because they didn't cross over that stuff into the main DC universe until like 2012 or
late
something.
2010s, right?
Yeah.
Or
I don't remember. I know they hinted at it starting with the Button comic, I think, which would have been 2016 or something. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. We should do. They should have made a Doomsday Clock movie so we could do that to Colonel Bat.
Yeah, I sure wish there was more Watchmen.
Yeah, Doomsday Clock's a wonderful story where Watchmen crosses over and then Superman has to deal with Dr. Manhattan and stuff. So
yeah, sounds fun.
Yeah, but yeah, there's one little detail I liked in Total Recall here. There's the bit where the lady's at her desk and she's just changing her nail color with like a little stylus pen device.
Oh yeah,
that's so
How
cool.
is that even done in this? Do they just real quick cut in a frame where it's a different color?
It must be like a green screen kind of thing or whatever. Like one of them is like a matte color that they can. Maybe they're all like matte blue or something, and then they can just trim them out and change them in post or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, it must have been in post. There's no way they could have done that practically.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really, really convincing though, and it's like such a random, stupid thing to have be like a VFX shot. Is like when he goes to the reception desk here, like, but they do.
Mm-hmm. Well, like if she doesn't move her fingers, then it would be pretty easy to. Well, I guess she does move them, huh?
Yeah. She's moving them all around. I mean, she's just moving them normally as like a person would, so.
Yeah. I mean, that'd be pretty hard to do in post, I guess.
Yeah. But it's, makes them more natural and more convincing. And it's such a random thing too, because there's nothing else that's really super like that kind of sci-fi stuff in it. But yeah. I think the best shot though in the whole thing has to be like when he's on the train and you see sort of into the window, you can see him, and then the camera pulls away and it's like this big miniature shot of the whole Mars area, and like the camera goes and swoops around, but it starts with him like in the thing. They have him like matted into there or something, and it just looks so good.
The techniques in this movie that look so cool because it's that line of effects where they've started to do more things with matte paintings and sets, and like I don't know, is there any CG in this? I feel like in that
the skeletons must be
when they're down in the yeah. But just like it's such a cool looking version of this stuff that I just really get into it. I love seeing this stuff.
And it's 1990. It's like right before, well, probably a couple years before like Jurassic Park and stuff. Like the CGI wasn't totally there and hadn't totally taken off and stuff. But it's just they use it so sparingly, and everything else just looks so fantastic. They're like at the top of their game with all the practical stuff. So,
and they just have the goofiest eyes bulging out. Yep.
I think that looks like the fact that they move around like
cool.
pretty realistically and stuff compared to with like what must be like a big silicone. I assume they're like pumping air into it to make the eyes pop out as it's happening. Like they're like a squeezy, like those little squeezy toys with the pop their eyes out.
I would say it's going to be the same principle as that, basically, right?
Yeah. That's a good item in Binding of Isaac,
Well, they should have sold those for this movie, where you could just have your eyes pop out like this.
Yeah, you squeeze it and Arnold's eyes pop out and his tongue. That'd be fantastic.
Yep. What a great merch opportunity lost.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if they did merch for this. They did like kids' toys for RoboCop and stuff at the time, so.
Do you think there were kids' toys for Total Recall?
I bet they did. Yeah, I mean,
you should be able to get a stress doll Arnold where you squeeze him and his eyes pop out like that. That
There's
would
no
roll.
way that would have become a meme. Right.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of fake ones from Etsy and stuff that people have made since then, but I don't think there's real action figures actually. Looks like there's not, unfortunately. They really should have done some.
What a missed opportunity, damn.
Yeah. I want to say
really become part of the culture.
This movie had a weird advertising thing. Like the trailer was like bizarre. It was like Arnold's face talking into the camera or something. Like disembodied head. Something very strange.
Huh. I'll check that out then.
Yeah.
Wow, what's strange about that? His face talking to the camera.
I'm pretty sure there was something bizarre about the trailer. Or something.
Well,
or maybe they
Paul
wanted
Verhoeven
to do something that Arnold
make...
didn't want to, or something like that. So
he does make really strange things, so maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I wish Paul Verhoeven kept doing action stuff. I guess Starship Troopers didn't do well, and then Hollow Man I think was a big flop, so he stopped.
Oh, he did Hollow Man too?
Yeah.
Wow.
But I really wish
he's so talented.
Yeah.
What did he do afterwards?
He went back. He did like Austrian erotic thrillers and stuff. I think.
Austrian?
Or not. Well, he went to some other country. I assume Austria. No, but he's not. No, Arnold's Austrian. He's not. He's Dutch.
Yeah, no, he's Dutch or something. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's all the same. Okay. It's one big. It's like the size of like half of my country. Okay. It's all the same place.
He did make a sexy nun movie a couple of years ago.
That sounds Benedetta. Great. Yeah. Yeah, he went back to doing small scale stuff, sort of like that in Europe. So, yeah, which is very unfortunate because there's so many. I'm sure he could have made so many cool ass action movies forever.
Yeah, I don't know. Could have been popping so many body parts out in so many movies.
He did Showgirls, which I haven't even heard much about. I don't know.
The small pieces of that I've seen have been insane.
Yeah.
It's like the level of violence he's done for his movies for sex.
Okay.
It's just wild.
That sounds fun, yeah. It has a really weird
saying
poster.
Violent sex or just excessive sex?
Holy shit.
Excessive sex.
Mm-hmm.
Verhoeven was up for Return of the Jedi, but George Lucas turned him down.
Damn.
Well, I mean, it would have made it. It would have been really goofy, so that makes sense.
Verhoeven is quoted as saying, "I suppose he was scared that the Jedi would immediately start fucking each other." Verhoeven later joked.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be more worried that the Jedi would be portrayed as fascist or something.
Well, that would have been before RoboCop or any of his big action movies. So that would have. Yeah, I don't know what George Lucas would have seen him like from him, like probably some porn stuff or something. So yeah, that'd be very odd. There were so many people, it sounds like, who were up for fucking Return of the Jedi, and then they went with none of them, and they went with like some guy who I don't think did any other major movies after that.
Well,
yeah. Do you think that Return of the Jedi would get you jobs? Like just having your name attached to that at all would get you a whole bunch of jobs for the rest of your life? But
some people just do their best work and then they can never live up to it again. Okay, it happens.
Yeah. I feel like that movie was basically like ghost directed by George Lucas anyway. Like it feels way more in line with like a George Lucas thing than anything else. But I mean, that might just be because I don't know the tone of this director's other movies, so.
I mean, that's what you want. You want George Lucas to make it.
Well, no, because the best one feels the least George Lucas, though, so.
Which one?
Empire. It feels very different.
The unrealized projects page for him is insane. It's so long. Yeah. He's talked about so many goddamn movies through the years.
What, Paul?
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven.
That's
tragic.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, he was working on Dinosaur. That's weird.
What's that?
This
what
is weird.
Is that the CGI
from 2000? Yeah.
Dinosaur movie?
I don't know if there could be many things.
It's just called Dinosaur.
It was called Dinosaur, Florian.
Yeah.
I watched it in the theater.
Well, is it a documentary?
It's like a story movie about dinosaurs, I'm pretty sure. Probably like Land Before Time, if I had to guess. I don't know.
Okay, I gotta look this up.
No.
Dinosaur. Wait, so so it is a movie and he could have been in it?
Like it seems like he worked on directing it or something, or he worked on. Yeah.
Oh, that one. I think when they talk and then like one of them has a treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one.
It was Paul Verhoeven worked on this movie apparently for quite a long time.
Well,
Then
Dinosaur?
Didn't.
There's no way.
I guess that's what Wikipedia says. I don't know. It's very weird.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's so CGI.
Yeah.
How can he have worked on that?
Well, maybe they made it CGI after he quit or something. I don't know. There's a very long thing on Wikipedia, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Crew
he
member
was no
died
fit
working
for
on
it.
it too. That's tragic.
Naturally.
Jesus.
Crushed by dinosaurs.
You never hear about people dying on like really good movies. They're only dying on like Alec Baldwin's like shitty Vanity Project or Dinosaurs or Deadpool 2. It's like no one dies on like a good movie.
There's this really cool series that went on forever called Rawhide, and then the main character, the actor, died in something else, and it was tragic.
Jeez, yeah.
But I guess nobody knows now because that was in the 50s or whatever.
Oh, okay.
It was in black and white, okay? I used to watch it though.
Yeah.
It had Clint Eastwood.
Some like children got decapitated on the Twilight Zone movie, and it's like the worst part of the Twilight Zone movie. It's like the boring one. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. John Landis is a fucking monster.
Yeah. And his son
killed
too.
Vic Morrow.
Yeah. John Landis is father of Max Landis, right? Yeah. So.
Yes.
No
indeed.
good. Awful people in Hollywood. But not Paul Verhoeven.
You don't know. If
cool.
you had to run a set, you might kill someone too, okay?
How would I kill someone on a set?
Well, how did they do it? Probably the same way.
A helicopter.
Yeah, you definitely would have a helicopter. You guys are
gotta
both
be careful
so
when you
into
do the
practical.
fucking helicopter on a movie.
Now you guys are both so into practical effects, okay? The CGI artists never get anyone killed. You guys probably would.
I would obey the safety standards for sets and not go against them like John Landis did.
Arnold would be choking to death on his plastic eyes on your watch, okay?
Well, they have very robust systems for all these things, okay, to make sure that people don't die on the set of movies anymore. It's not like the fucking 20s where they'll just drown like 20 people for a scene. You know, they don't do that
Wait,
anymore.
they drowned people? What?
There was like a Noah's Ark movie where they had like a shit ton of extras.
Oh my god!
And a bunch of people drowned. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god! That's insane.
Let me see if I can find. It was like from the 1928. I'm gonna see.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah. During the filming of the cinematic flood scene, the 600,000 U.S. gallons of water used was so overwhelming that 3 extras drowned. One was so badly injured that his leg needed to be amputated, and a number suffered broken limbs and other serious injuries.
Holy shit.
Yeah. 35 ambulances came, apparently, to the set, so that's pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that the record number of ambulances that came to a movie set?
I don't know, honestly. That might be. I don't know.
We need to break that record, Colonel.
Well, this guy that I was
we'll do a
talking
movie.
about, also drowned, so...
Yeah, jeez.
Did this happen in Peru? Because that's where that happened.
No, this was in 1928, so very different time.
Oh, well, it happened in 1966. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
I wonder if this fucking movie's even any good. Okay, and the reception here, someone says it's widely conceded to be the worst picture ever made, so...
Wow.
Yeah. No one dies on good
and not
movies.
even because 3 people die?
Yeah.
Wow.
No one dies on good movies. They only die on the crap.
Well, that's crazy. There's got to be some kind of really amazing director who just always kills people, you know, that like in Whiplash, so. You know, that should happen.
I feel like that stalls your career pretty badly if someone dies on your set.
Yeah, but he's just that good, okay? They just keep coming back for more.
Maybe. I mean, you know, I bet if James Cameron like killed one person per movie, I bet he'd still get movies out. Probably, yeah. Yeah, maybe not if he started killing people on like Terminator 1. Maybe that would shut him down. But, you know, if like 5 people drowned on Titanic, though, I bet he'd keep going. Still would have made Avatar.
Yeah, he'll just sing the song. You know, his heart will go on.
It's exactly. He'd be fine. Yeah.
Yep.
We'd have to let him because of the song.
Well,
there was totally space on that plank, you know, but nope.
You can't stop Big Jim. Are we gonna do fucking Avatar 3 this at the end of the year?
Fine.
I guess we gotta.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Oh my god, 192 minutes it's gonna be. Good lord.
Hell yeah. Did you like the other Avatars?
I was surprised that Avatar 2 was significantly better than the first one, but I still didn't care for it that much, so.
Wow, okay. I really liked the second one. After thinking the first one was fine, but not that good.
I gave it a 3. It's just it's way too long. There's not like good stuff in all that time. There's like a really cool water action stuff at the end, and that's like the stuff I liked, so.
I think the first third of the movie is pretty much bad because it's basically just recounting the first movie and then
I know.
Yeah, now all the kids run around and do nothing. Yeah. It looks so fucking silly when you have like all the kid avatars and they're so much bigger than the kid who they have, like the human kid they keep around. It's so weird.
Spider.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. Man, I can't believe it. I waited so long for Avatar. You know, I played the game. It was really good. Not the new one, but the old one. And then, like, the new Avatar is really good, but then, like most of it is just a waste of time. He just goes to yet another tribe where he has to learn their ways instead of just already... He already learned the ways of the other tribe. Just let's have this civil war already. Jesus.
No, he's got to learn the way of water, though, Florian.
Yeah, wow. Can't wait for him to spend another movie learning the ways of the desert next. Wow. And then in the end, he's going to be the Avatar and summon all the creatures from all the lands.
It's so funny that it is paralleling the other Avatar because he's going to the Fire Nation next. It's Fire and Ash. He's going to the Fire Tribe. Like that's literally what they're fucking doing. So...
Well, the Fire Nation would be the evil guys.
I mean, well, they might be evil Na'vi. That would be really funny if they were evil Na'vi and
then the Sky people have to kill them. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we'll all realize that colonization is actually a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
That's what needs to happen.
I do think they're gonna change it up, and he's not gonna like go meet. Like whatever, he's not gonna like meet the new tribe and like learn their ways and then fight the humans again at the end. They're not gonna do that 3 times. So they might just make them villains. Yeah, that seems most likely. I don't know. That would be very silly though.
I mean, he's all watery now. He's gonna dry up on the desert. It's not gonna work. He's gonna learn their ways.
I'm sure he'll be fine. You know, he's good at what he does. He's in touch with nature, so he'll be fine.
I don't know. It took him so long to learn how to swim.
He's okay. It'll be good, I'm sure. But, is there anything else?
He's too busy. He's a dad now. He's got a dad bod, you know.
Maybe.
Is there time to be an Avatar?
If we got anything else for Avatar or for Total Recall? Sorry. God damn it.
Well, for Avatar 2, I really like Payakan. He's the best character.
That's the whale, right?
Yeah.
That's the whale.
Okay. I wanted them to
kill
the whale.
When he's trying to tell his backstory, the kid wants to know his backstory, and the whale just goes, "It's too painful."
I don't remember that. Much. Sounds good. Yeah. But that's Total Recall is a fantastic action movie.
If only there were animals that he could befriend, in this movie.
I don't think there's a single animal. Well, there's rats. He befriends the rat. He throws him the little treat, and the rat helps him be a decoy.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
and then they shoot the fucking
was
rat.
So useful.
It explodes in a big blood gush. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
Poor rat.
I'm thinking, yeah, I would definitely shoot that rat, but then I'm thinking, damn, that beautiful rat is now dead, and
It's so sad.
I would have done it. What a shame, and there's so much blood in it.
Yeah. Pops like a balloon.
Explode.
Like anything has to in a Paul Verhoeven movie.
Man, a few days ago, I saw this caterpillar that was crawling real fast, and it was crawling towards the street, and I'm thinking like, maybe I should pick it up, but there were other people there too, and they didn't care. But then eventually, like, it was fast enough. I thought it might make it over the street, but then there was a car, and it just turned into a stain completely,
Jesus.
What a shame.
It's no good.
I mean,
gotta save the animals.
Caterpillars are just like spam. They exist to have a small chance of surviving. They don't.
Wow.
Why do insects not learn to avoid streets yet? How long is it gonna take for them to evolve that instinct?
Their brains are
the
really
world is
small.
so huge to them, Florian. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like,
imagine being that big.
Yeah, but if they always die if they're exposed, then how long is it gonna take until that just becomes an instinct that they don't want to be exposed?
I feel like there's just way less bugs than there
is. There is way less bugs.
Yeah, I think
and yet they still don't learn how to escape the streets.
Well, I don't think bugs usually operate on that kind of level. Like deer already know to avoid big things that are scary.
I'm not talking about that. Like, instincts normally evolve just from animals dying, and then those animals that are afraid of streets, they would just survive and breed, and avoid streets. But it hasn't happened yet. I'm surprised. Okay.
Well, cars have not been around that long, though. Okay, evolution takes a very long time.
I mean, like, if you kill all the animals that go on streets, I feel like it shouldn't take that long for them to learn that.
I don't know. I forgot to use the fucking papyrus font for all the fucking subtitles in that movie. God damn. That's so stupid. Avatar. When will those whales evolve to learn to not get fucking speared and have all their ambergris sucked out of them?
Oh, huh? they learn it in that movie. They start to fight back, right?
I guess so, yeah. Well, they're already smarter than people or whatever, okay? So they're fine.
Well, no, they're actually more stupid because they're the pacifists in the face of genocide. So they're actually
That's an ideological thing, though. That's not because they're like less intelligent.
No, well, it's both of those things, though.
I don't know.
You can't be intelligent and then be a pacifist while you're being genocide. That's just not intelligence, okay?
The whales are as smart as we are, okay? And that's true in real life, too.
Well, I mean, there are probably stupid people that would let that happen, but yeah, I mean...
Listen, I watched a video yesterday. It said the squids might be as smart as us, and we have no idea.
Well, they are only that smart, but they don't live as long, so that they'd still be babies.
Oh, it's possible.
Yeah, they don't have like a society that lets them live long.
Yeah. We should go find the Squid Society.
Cool.
Well, it needs to be found. There was a video of a colossal squid, like, first time ever being recorded. That was cool.
It was very neat.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anyway, one thing I did notice for this film is that I found it very similar to Half-Life 2. There's a lot of similar moments. Like, sort of when he gets caught up in this resistance group and he goes to their like base and stuff, and then gets all invaded by all the bad guys, and then there's a big ascent at the end, and then he kills the evil businessman at the top of the big tower. It's not really a tower; it's like a pyramid, but it's pretty close.
But then in Half-Life, like the G-Man comes in and ruins it all or whatever.
Yeah. And in this one, he gets woken up at the end because it's all fake. So.
No, that doesn't happen.
It might happen a second after the movie ends, though. We don't know.
Well, that's pretty unlikely. Jeez.
I think it's very possible.
You could say that about every movie.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's sort of... That is true, and that's I don't find the whole like whether reality is real or not thing. I don't find it as compelling as like some of the stuff in RoboCop, and that probably is the reason why. Is because I've heard like all the Pokemon dream theory. What if when Ash gets shocked, he goes into coma? You know, like stuff like that. It's like,
well, I prefer the Fight Club ball cancer theory, where everything after he gets diagnosed with ball cancer is a hallucination, including like all the main characters, like the woman.
I haven't seen that. That sounds good.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
You haven't seen Fight Club?
No.
Fight Club is like one of the best movies ever.
I was told you're not supposed to talk about it, so. I don't know. I should probably watch that, right? Who did that? Is that David Fincher? Something?
I guess we gotta do Fight Club.
We could do Fight Club sometime or next. I don't care.
I feel like I just watched Fight Club. What was that? When was that? Within the last year, probably.
Yeah, I think we keynoted.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, was that? Yeah, we did. Well, I guess in that case, maybe we should wait a little. But then again, it's always such a good time to see Fight Club.
Well, the Colonelcast will last forever, okay? So we'll be around.
In the hearts of children everywhere.
Hearts and minds. I want to say we're on... What episode are we on? I write down what episode we're on it, and the description of every episode.
Well, people don't click on numbered things anyways, so don't put it in the title.
I don't put it in the title, no, but I put it in the description. Okay. I say, welcome to the 33rd episode. Yeah, we're on 33. 34 is coming out this week, though, and it doesn't have either you in it, so...
Whoa.
We did a Heartsea episode coming out. Yeah. But now that's in the distant past for anyone who's watching, so...
What did you review?
We reviewed a game.
Wow.
Yeah. But, do we have anything else for Total Recall before we hop off here?
No. Good movie. I like it.
Yeah, it could have been solid.
That could be a series where he lives for a long time in this society. That would be cool.
They did do a show called Total Recall based on it, kind of. But except it wasn't really based on Total Recall. It's called Total Recall, but all of the storyline elements come from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is Blade Runner. So, because it's the same like author who did these stories. Yeah,
well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it was like a really shitty, low budget Canadian TV show apparently. Yeah, and it was apparently no good. But you know,
damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, does Mars exist?
I want to say that, yeah, that's like one of the only things they took from Total Recall is that it's on Mars or something.
Well, I think that's like one of the main things I like about it, so it's probably still good.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Is that game also based on Total Recall, the one where you're on Mars and you're leading a resistance?
I don't think so.
I don't know. How many resistances can there be on Mars?
Probably lots. But yeah.
Many as we need until we go for them.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you all for watching our Total Recall cast. Do you have anything to plug here for us, Florian, for this week?
Well, still make sure to watch that recent Trump rant I did, okay? Just lazily turn on the mic and rant it, but still, you know?
All right. And Erich, what do you got to plug this week for us?
Yeah, you can find me on Letterboxd, Rebel1038 on there. What movies have I watched recently that would be interesting to talk about? You know what? No movies. I watched The Pit. The Pit rules. Watch The Pit.
The Pit?
What is that?
It's a medical show.
Oh.
On HBO.
Okay.
Wow.
I watched Jurassic Park.
Dr. Robbie is an American hero. Oh, JP3.
Yeah.
Explain.
Jurassic Park 3?
What's The Pit?
Explain?
Oh.
Yeah. They're dinosaurs on an island?
No, The Pit.
Well, it's a medical show that takes place in Pittsburgh.
Man, there should be more dinosaurs in things. There was like one series with dinosaurs. With kids.
What was that? Terra Nova?
Maybe.
Barney the dinosaur?
I think they were traveling back in time and then there were dinosaurs.
Barney showed up in Jurassic Park 3 is on the TV.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
They cut between the Spinosaurus and then Barney.
Yeah, the kid's
they're
watching
calling
Barney on the
for
TV,
Tim.
and he's trying to listen. He's trying to listen to his dad on the phone as they're getting killed by Spinosaur. So,
I thought you said Arnie. That would have been really cool.
oh no, that would be so sick if they put Arnold Schwarzenegger in Jurassic Park 3. That would have been so much better.
They should put him in the new Jurassic Park. That would really slap.
He's too old now, but they should
No, he's
do
still
it
making
anyway,
movies. Yeah,
but he's
fit.
not
He
like
can-
a super great action hero anymore. I don't know. He's too old. He's
Well,
like
yeah,
70.
but he's a cool old guy now.
Yeah, but that's a different. It's a different sort of thing than if you were running through the jungle with a big gun, screaming about the dinosaurs. You know.
I mean, there's old people in Jurassic Park. Oh.
Yeah, but they're not that old, except for in the new one. But that's ill-conceived anyway. So.
They're all old now.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, the doctor was old.
I don't know. Well, yeah, but he didn't do any action scenes though. He was just old and talked.
Yeah, he's lucky he survived.
You know. And then he died
Got
in the
away
second
from
one
the
or whatever.
dinosaurs. Oh, did he? Well, never mind then.
I don't know, something like that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching our Total Recall / Avatar / Jurassic Park podcast.
Yeah, we recalled a lot of movies today.
Yeah, our recall was so vast you could even call it total. Goodbye, everyone.
We did it.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Yeah.